Mekk Knight Regenesis. Interesting. It's good to see you.
Come in, close the door. I feel like a lot of this deck kind of takes care of itself, and if you don't know anything about the engine, you're gonna learn a little bit today. I definitely have to start off talking about Purple Nightfall, which everybody kind of knows about. It's one of the famed lore cards that's just very, very powerful, very, very game ending, as a matter of fact, because a lot of the time people forget that he's in rotation and kind of just don't compensate for him, and he kind of allows you to play the deck in a different way where even if they clear your board, they really didn't clear your board, because if you have a Purple Nightfall in rotation when you went first, you definitely have something going. Next up, we got to talk about Triple Blue Sky, which also has 2,500 defense this time, and is the wheels to be able to kind of push through boards more often than not. You're not really going to give them a monster on their side of the board unless you're summoning this guy. But definitely when you're going second, he's going to plus a lot, and people still don't play around columns. It still is a thing. It's 2025. People still don't know any better. But they'll definitely pick up on it, I think. I have to then talk about Gersu, baby Gersu. Just simply for the fact that he himself can end you on a 2,500 monster, which is also really, really relevant, is why you would play 3. I feel like I'm not playing memory and some weird cards and some of the other Mekk Knights. I just kind of went straight for the strict engine as close as I could get it to 40 with still playing a lot of stuff. But he allows you to dump this guy as well as kind of bait the imperms that they're going to have on their side of the board. And then obviously this guy summoning back has 25 and 25, which is also going to come up a lot. And he's also a Lord target if you're still playing Lord, which I am. And I definitely feel like, even if you don't know the combos, I'll kind of run over them, or I'll add it to the end of this video. But the combo still is going to get you a 25 on your side of the board, and it's going to bait some hand traps. So I definitely feel like this version, while it's not the best, it's definitely a whole lot of fun, at least at a local level. Maybe somebody will solve it a little bit more than that. And then obviously we got to talk about Indigo Eclipse. I feel like I want to play 2, kind of stumbling on my words there, but I want to play 2. I don't see where I could really fit it in besides just playing like 43. I think this is 42. And it's just hard to cut to 40. The yellow, obviously kind of showed them in the cutscene already. Yellow and red are very, very good as well, except they're 7s. They're not going to facilitate a lot when you're going first. So if you want to side them, I definitely would recommend them. Obviously, one is monsters and one is for spells and traps. Red is obviously for the monsters. I definitely feel like after that, it's kind of succinct how the deck list is, because it's still the same kind of wheels to everything, with Archfiend and Purple Nightfall being a level 8. Definitely facilitates a lot more rank 8 plays, which is where this extra deck would kind of shine. But you still got to play Archfiend. It's a very, very phenomenal card. I'm still playing Lord, obviously, for the hand. The big hand coming out the ground definitely is a target for your Lord, in case you forgot. If you're not feeling Lord, I definitely feel like people are going to draw you with this deck. So I feel like it's still a good thing to have Lord. Just a recommendation. If you're seeing draw a lot, you still want to play this card. If you're not, cut it. Sage, Dragon, Warrior, very, very self-explanatory, and also combo off with something I'm siding in this version of the deck because it's just phenomenal, and it just combos perfectly with this. And then handling people's spells and traps after like picking them off, or being able to like summon the Regenesis Dragon to be able to apply pressure before you really commit to the board, and even just jumping Sage on the board to be able to kind of play Mekk Knights through negates is just also a whole lot of fun. And I really feel like you don't need to play more than that in any of these lists. I definitely feel like there's some Kawaki Miro stuff, which is going to be a tech video that you want to play it maybe, but I would definitely be siding it, and it would be for the terrible matchups that you're going to deal with that have dark stuff. I didn't have to talk about Magnemite and Jewess Worm, still good. You can play Baldrake, as you saw, it was one of those cards that was kind of out here. You know, if you're seeing that much Mitsu, then yeah. If you're seeing that much decks that just die a horrible death to Bestials, then definitely play Baldrake, but I'm not playing it at the moment. And Mag, I just want to get to either Regenesis Dragon, just get to the Jewess Worm that's going to apply a lot of pressure itself. The pace, you kind of got to play all of them. Really for Jellyfish with Ash Blossom. Your ashes are very impactful in this deck because you really don't care about anything except for the Jellyfish, the Perulia that you're going to see. and the Ash Blossoms landing. People still have been kind of being weird about Ash and Imperm. I still feel like I want to play Ash. Whatever your hand trap lineup is, that's up to you. You can handle it. You know, whatever your meta game is around you in events, etc., etc. Shout out to you, and I hope you handle it with the correct hand trap lineup. I definitely feel like hand traps until K9 drops are still the way to go. Definitely got to talk about Nibiru. I'm only playing one. I don't like to keep seeing Nibiru unless I'm playing a deck where I'm really trying to control the game, you know, with a mid-range target. Like, I'm trying to take people out with this deck, and overdrawing Nib can definitely hurt you. I just wanted to draw the cards that can help you run the engines. Speaking of running into the engines, Regenesis. Yes, if you do kind of have a setup, I don't know why you would ever want to search this card outright. You most of the time would want to dump it with your normal combo, but you definitely have an ability to grab this guy if you want to. And sometimes you will have sticky spots where you'll need to normal summon him, and he's going to get you to your succession, which you'll see here in a second, or your secrets. And you definitely have to kind of like fight off through a lot harder means. It's a lot harder to have this guy than have a cash monster. So, you know, that's why I feel like it's inferior. But this version is still very good because of the ability of this tying into this, which is very, very key. Code you have to be careful with because your extra deck actually matters in this deck, so kind of hold it back. Not playing super poly, just don't need to in this version, and it would be kind of in the way, and you just don't have enough space actually in this version to kind of go the link heavy version and then rounding out the spells. You gotta play talents right now, you gotta play prosperity to dig. That's just my opinion. And World Legacy Succession is the obvious search target that you're going to grab to be able to keep pushing through by special summoning back. It's a very, very powerful card. The trap cards are also very self-explanatory. Birth is soul charge in trap card form. If it was a spell card, it would be banned very, very soon. But it's also a very, very good trap card. And I want to play 3. That's how good it is. But lower than 2 of these is just fine. I feel like that's the ratio I still want to play because I still see Droll a lot. And then obviously Secrets is the insane card, which we zoom in just a tad bit. It says, when this card is activated, you get to target one level 5 or higher monster in your grave and special summon it back. Which matters because that means you get to recur some of the Regenesis monsters a little bit more. You know, maybe there's some kind of weird thing where you had to get it off the board on your turn. Pull it back on your side of the field on your own turn, on their turn, I mean. And then if you lose it that way, you're gonna recur it again. So I mean, like that's actually very, very dumb. That's probably the reason that this version is at least worth exploring a little bit. We got to talk about big homie Avermax is still very, very strong. This is where the route of my extra deck is kind of going with these 3. They all have their own ability to kind of set up the game. Nobody ever reads this dude, so just summon him and your life is going to be easy. That's the fastest way I can wrap it up. If they don't line up in front of them, they're in trouble. Avermax to obviously punish people. And you can go into your IP plays. I do want to play Dracosack in this extra because Dracosack in the IP, you're not going to summon 7s that much, but if you do, that's another line to go into a big Avermax. I definitely feel like I want to play that. And then this is one of the most, Blade Master is one of the most underrated cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Outright. We're actually going to have a video where we kind of highlight some of the most underrated cards. This is one of them. Very, very powerful card. Non-target mounts. Into this, off of an IP. Absolutely phenomenal. Insane, actually. And then obviously Little Knight for the situations where you just need to flat out get rid of stuff. You know, when you're going against Fiendsmith, etc., you got to get rid of them. Speaking of getting rid of stuff, you got to have stuff like Sky Crisis. Sky Crisis really for Marakumo, pardon me. Dog owner life. Zeus, and then obviously Dengursu into the Zeus is going to be what you do a lot of the times. The column creator, actually, when you go first a lot, if they know you're on Mekk Knights, they're gonna make you go first. And a lot of your like standard boards, you'd probably, if you know you're going against like Fiendsmith or something, you would want to probably make this guy. Or in any graveyard deck, you want to make this guy, and then you can just line it up where your column will be here and here. You set a card, and then special summon into that zone, get your purple in the rotation, and go from there. So I definitely feel like those are very, very good. And then the last 2 rank 8s that I'm playing, this is a rank 8 heavy version. Photon Lord is just Photon Lord. Hope Harbinger is probably one you can play too. It's not necessary. And Buzz King is absolutely ignorant as well. It's like Dark Ruler in your extra. It's actually stupid card. I think I want this to be Draco Sack, but I still feel like punching for 75 a lot of the time and then having 2 level 7s randomly if you haven't activated code, burn them for game. And Big Eye is Big Eye. Big Eye in the Little Knight is actually converts very, very well as well. And I'm still playing a 10, and even though you're not seeing the cash, I still feel like if I draw an extra hand trap and like I say, I draw a warrior or something, I still feel like it's good enough that if you draw a bestial as well, this card is so unfair and puts so much pressure on your opponent that I feel like it's also really, really key to play. And then, you know, in Punisher is just in Punisher. I do like Jirai Sheen a lot, but this card is just better. There's no reason to play Jirai Sheen over there. Unless you're just in a room with a whole lot of nonsensical decks that you have to kind of blow out like that. But he would just do the job. The side, I feel like it's kind of weird. Still kind of like mapping some stuff out, but I didn't want to have this called by in my main because once you set it, it's a trap card. So, you know, you kind of, when you know you're going first, you know what they're going to be prepared for. They're going to draw you a lot just because Mekk Knights plays more into the draws and doesn't punish them as much. So you definitely have to have these. I do feel like Jellyfish somewhere in your deck should also be there. And then, you know, the usual suspects, they kind of speak for themselves. Although I will say Lava Golem in this version, you kind of create where their columns are gonna be, which is really, really key. You can set a Dark Ruler and then flip it. So that's also really, really key. And then you guys know about, this is Lightning Storm. I'm still kind of working out what I want that 15th card to be. The main thing is if you're just really, really tired of lightning, you know, like if you just don't, I feel like some decks, Thrust is not as amazing as you want it to be because you just want to draw the power cards and end the game. Regenesis is one of those decks. So Lightning Storm probably, but then the Lightning Storm is weird because you set it, it's like once you can use it probably, it's just going to end up sitting there a long time. So that 15th card, I'm still working on it. I do feel like it's supposed to be Lightning Storm though. I wish you could play multiple Feather Dusters or something. You know, it is what it is. But I appreciate you guys for tuning in. There's definitely a lot more you could do. Obviously, you got to talk about, you know, Protoss and Bonfire and Flag and all that. Just because Protoss is 2,500, but we got so much stuff coming down the pipeline that you don't have to wait for long. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'm out. Arrivederci. So like a duh combo, normal summoning the big little homie right here, and then you're basically going to be able to special summon a token, put one on each side of the board. So that's where you're immediately kind of playing around the imperms, et cetera, et cetera. You definitely have to watch out for nib in this version, but then also being able to turn both this and this into a lib, which takes 2 monsters, and then being able to effectively dump this guy and then set up to special summon him back, and then him being able to grab you what else you need. I feel like this is very, very key.